Step into the time machine and land in February of 1986 as Wrestling Eye Volume. One crashes into newsstands with the smell of ink, blood, and kayfabe pouring from every page, a pulsing snapshot of the wrestling world on the brink of corporate dominance and regional resistance, screaming at you with headlines and glossy photos that demand attention, starting with Roddy Piper, the hot rod himself. Framed in the feature Is Being Rowdy Enough, where his kilt, his fury, and his microphone mastery are dissected, showing a man who can turn arenas upside down with one coconut, one insult, one swing of a bagpipe. A villain who might just be too dangerous to keep at bay. Then it's Dusty Rhodes. From dirty to dusty, the American dream recast as the blue-collar prophet of common men. His charisma weighed against his brawling style. His ability to speak to the fans in poetry, and pain marking him as both folk hero and showman. Kevin Sullivan slithers into focus in Evil, Is It an Act?, where his cult-like antics, devil worship gimmick, and Florida mayhem force the question of whether the Prince of Darkness is a lunatic or just a genius with war paint and timing. Paul Orndorff flexes across multiple pages, and is he the next WWF champion? As Mr. Wonderful's body is sculpted like a Greek statue, his push chronicled as he stands on the cusp of Hulk Hogan's throne, threatening to topple the Cartoon King. Kerry Von Erich takes his turn in If You Really Want the Title, Get Dirty, as the Texas Tornado's good looks and Iron Claw are contrasted with the gritty tactics needed to survive in a world of Ric Flairs and Freebirds, a morality play where Kerry's babyface aura collides with the dark art of winning by any means necessary. Then comes the chaos of Grudge Match Trigger's Bloody Riot, where a heated feud spills from the ring into the crowd, blood flows, chairs fly, and the magazine leans into the carnage that blurred the line between storyline and riot, a reminder that wrestling heat could ignite real-world fire. After the carnage, the spotlight turns to duos in the best tag teams today, naming and praising the Midnight Express with Jim Cornette's arrogance, the British Bulldogs with dynamite power and speed, the Rock and Roll Express with teen idol frenzy, and the Road Warriors with spiked shoulder pads and brute force, the era of tag team greatness captured in ink. The Funks are canonized in The Fearless Funks, where Dory and Terry's Amarillo heritage, NWA dominance, and Japanese wars are presented as proof that wrestling royalty can bleed and still keep fighting. Brothers who define toughness. Tony Atlas follows with a glossy pinup and photo essay, showing his carved physique, posing like a bodybuilder yet battling like a powerhouse, sweat glistening under the lights as the crowd gasps. Then the sobering truth of Bob Orton Jr. It's not easy being second-rate, a profile that cuts into the reality of living in shadows, playing second fiddle, cast gimmicks, and the arm cast carrying weight while glory belongs to others. David Sammartino, the son of Bruno, is profiled in The Inside Story, a saga of nepotism, pressure, and rebellion where the living legend's shadow looms larger than any spotlight and the son's career can't escape it. And Susan Green is framed as the comeback kid, a veteran of women's wrestling, clawing her way back into relevance, grit and perseverance laid bare for fans who rarely see female grapplers celebrated at all in this era. The features keep coming as the pinup section blasts you with Ricky Steamboat's high-flying intensity, Mil Mascaras in full Technicolor mask and muscle, Mr. Fuji's sinister stare, the cocky confidence of the Midnight Express. Kevin and Kerry Von Erich's Texas pride splashed across center pages. Kerry again with superstar Billy Graham in a pose-off of charisma and biceps. The swagger of Iceman Parsons, the stoic pride of Wahoo McDaniel, Princess Victoria's fierce energy, and Angelo Mosca's menace, each one a glossy reminder that photos alone could sell the mystique of the sport. The departments bring the backbone. The editorial pleads with readers to support the smaller promoters, warning that the WWF's National March threatens to crush the territories that gave the sport its soul. The media report tracks TV coverage, syndication wars, and cable expansion that made heroes household names. Out of the past dusts off Bulldog Brower's wild career, reviving memories of a time when bruisers didn't need gimmicks. Match of the Month crowns Dennis Brown's shocking victory over Iceman Parsons, a local hero moment magnified in print. Wrestling Eye's ratings chart reshuffles the elite with Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan, Dusty Rhodes, and Kerry Von Erich anchoring the top spots, while Magnum TA and Randy Savage serve as challengers. The International Report zeroes in on Canadian wrestling, spotlighting Maple Leaf mainstays and Northern promoters. Phantom of the Ring adds its usual mysterious critique, opinion laced with authority from a pen name shrouded in kayfabe. Promoter of the Month honors Fred Ward, stalwart of Georgia's local scene, credited with keeping the faith alive for the small towns. And the fan column closes with voices from readers themselves, cheering, complaining, debating, and proving that without the fans there is no wrestling at all. Even the ads and classifieds carry the pulse of the era. Glossy subscription offers promising 12 issues for $24. Pen pal clubs for fans to connect. Vendors hawking replica belts and 8x10 glossies, catalogs pushing Fighting Femmes photos and gimmick shirts, and a back-page crossword puzzle, challenging readers to test their knowledge of finishers, managers, and territories. Every corner of the mag monetized, merchandised, and made into another piece of the wrestling carnival. By the time the final page turns, Wrestling Eye February 1986 has delivered a full card on paper. Roddy Piper snarling, Dusty Rhodes preaching, Kevin Sullivan summoning demons, Paul Orndorff flexing toward destiny, Kerry Von Erich torn between virtue and victory, riots spilling out of arenas, tag teams redefining the sport, the Funks cementing their legend, Atlas posing, Orton lamenting, Sammartino struggling, Susan Green rebounding, Steamboat soaring, Mascaras shining, Fuji scheming, Midnight Express smirking, Von Erich standing proud, Wahoo glowering, Victoria rising, Mosca looming, Brower remembered, Parsons stunned, Flair and Hogan rated, Canadian rings reported, Phantom writing, Fred Ward promoted, fans sounding off, and the ads themselves building the mythos. Wrestling Eye wasn't just a magazine, it was a living scrapbook of a sport in transition, caught between territory grit and national gloss, sold for $2.50, but priceless in its preservation of an era. So smash that like button, share this blast of nostalgia with your fellow fans, and hit subscribe to keep the golden age alive. From the pages of Wrestling Eye February 1986, we've brought the history back to life. Now it's your turn to keep it alive for the future.